Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to cover the poem Mother Serious, originally written in Telugu by Kondepudi Nirmala. The translation for the same is provided by K. Damodar Rao. And in this video, I'm going to give you a line to line explanation of each and every single word and analysis along with the summary of the poem. So let's begin. I will give a reply to your unasked question. Herein, the mother is responding to a certain question or an expected answer that her son implies or expects from her. Even though the son has not spoken out the words loudly, she's already sensed his unspoken wish or his fear regarding her life or regarding her death. This statement, this fact that without even him asking the question, she is able to give him a reply shows a very deep and almost like a psychic connection, but at the same time it also expresses the bitterness for the fact that he has not clearly directly asked her. Strangely, you all seem expecting it. You all could basically refer to her children, including the son that she is speaking to, and she observes that all of them are passively waiting for her probably to die or to declare the reasons for her despair. And this is a very crushing realization, the fact that her own family is not fighting for her life, rather, they are anticipating her end, which kind of reinforces the feeling that she is being treated as a burden. I have no wish to live any longer, dear son. Now, here is her direct, blunt, and a very sorrowful reply to the question that he's not asked. This declaration is kind of central to the poem because she has lost the will to live, and the usage of the word dear son is technically ironical because she does not have immense affection for him. It's rather the weary affection wherein she is trying to be blunt but softening the harsh blow with hollow words of empty concern, with love's strokes. So, hollow words, empty concern, and love stroke, all of these refer to the occasional shallow gestures of her son where he's trying to be affectionate or show some care. She dismisses his care by calling it insincere and meaningless, suggesting the fact that his actions are done out of obligation, not out of genuine feelings of love. You gave me a gulp of water. Now, this simple small act of giving water, like giving her a drink, can also be a metaphor for the fact that how inadequate, how small his gestures of care are. That in return of years of her selfless service, all he can offer is a gulp of water. That this also highlights that how neglected she is despite her vital needs at the moment. Quite unfeeling your hands are. Again, this is a very direct and painful judgment of the physical touch of her son. The fact that his hands are unfeeling indicates that probably there is no warmth or there is no tenderness and there is no true empathy that he has towards his mother. This kind of emphasizes that there is a lot of emotional distance between them. My life flow rolling down my eyes. Again, this is a metaphor where her life energy or vitality is compared to her tears. She's crying, weeping, and in her mind, these are not just the tears expressing her sorrow, but it's like her own life essence being completely drained away. She may not go now. Shh, she will hear. Be silent. This kind of is a parenthetical thought, maybe a memory or maybe some previous voice in her head or someone, maybe the son, that who was trying to comfort her or stop her crying. So basically she's recalling that moment where her son or her family always tried to shush her grief, to silent her, but then she interprets it as that they're trying to silence her truth and not just her crying. No need to move to open my eyes. So currently the mother is physically still. She's exhausted. She's so tired that she finds no good reason to even make a basic minimum effort of trying to move or looking at the world. She has completely withdrawn as she has lost the will to live. My ears, like twin boats, carry the weight of your words. So, the twin boats, basically the two ears, are barely carrying the load. They're still active, but they are burdened with what all she has to hear in this age. It's a powerful simile here, as she is exhausted by the triviality or the weight of the son's conversation, because she finds it to be hollow, oppressive, and unsupportive. Remember, you were a small boy and I breasted you, even in your sleep. So here she is sharing a direct memory and emotional appeal to their past. She reminds him of the depth and constant nature of her unconditional sacrifice and nurture. Even when he was asleep, even when he was not asking for it, she provided for all his needs. So this kind of creates a moral debt on him to reciprocate the same. Now I will give my reply. I have no wish to live any longer. So the initial decisive declaration is being repeated here, and the mother is again expressing her wish that now I will give my reply, and the reply is that I have no wish to live any longer. So she is completely saddened by the reality of her life at the present moment. I hear the sounds of many footsteps running here and there. So now the mother is experiencing an auditory sense of chaos and commotion all around. She feels that she is surrounded by an activity that is hurried or quite restless. In stark daylight, I open my eyes, piercing through layers of darkness. So here there is a contrast between the day and night. Even though she's in broad daylight right now, she still perceives that there is some kind of mental or emotional darkness within her that she has to struggle to see through it. So basically, this is symbolic of her mental anguish or her emotional confusion, which is overriding her physical sight. How many figures? You asked me to tell them by name. So now the mother is seeing certain figures, but she is unable to process them or identify them. So she's requesting to name them. This highlights her inability to organize or even be able to recall petty information. Like the dot in a question mark. Now this is a direct simile wherein the speaker's current state of being is described as quite small, uncertain, and isolated, just like a dot within a larger unresolved question, the question mark. I am slipping down memory lane. Basically, this mother is trying to say that she is passively descending into her past. This is indicative of her loss of control over her present reality and the fact that she is being drawn back into recollection. And you give me a brain teaser? Now, in the midst of this existential crisis and this memory loss, basically someone is posing a trivial or confusing challenge. This someone could be her son or her family. This further highlights her alienation from others who are unable to understand her present state of emotion. You better ask this dream-sucking pillow, this tear-smelling heart. Now, the question that was asked to her, she is deflecting this question to the objects of her sorrow, the objects that witness her sorrow on a daily basis. First, it's the pillow that sucks dreams. So basically, the fact that it takes away her rest. And the heart that smells tears. What she's trying to say is that every night she's unable to sleep and the pillow kind of sucks away all her dreams. So she's restless. Secondly, her heart is saturated with grief. She has so much hurt in her heart that it's completely overloaded with grief. This further personifies her deep or pervasive sadness. They give you a big dessert on a platter. So basically here the word they could refer to pillow or her heart or those figures or life that they offer her nothing of substance, nothing of significance. A desert here could mean a literal desert of sand which symbolizes emptiness, that it can be easily served on a platter. Am I losing my eyesight? Memory? Life? Basically she's asking a series of questions which are urgent and existential. The mother is questioning her physical senses, her mental faculties, and the very existence. This reflects the complete breakdown of herself and her identity. Do you know how real hell is? If ears are alive? The mother's definition of hell here is the fact that she is unable to shut out the sounds, probably the footsteps, hurried footsteps running here and there, or the noise of the world while she's suffering. So she's being tormented and being forced to hear all those sounds, and she for a moment wants to shut all them. Now I feel my life, even if eased like the cotton that touches the navel blood of an infant, under the weight of my ears, will break down. This final complex metaphor has been used here. The mother says that her life, even if it is treated with utmost care and fragility now, like the soft cotton on a newborn's wound, is doomed to break down because of this immense burden of what she's hearing and what she's perceiving, what her ears are perceiving. The reality of the external world and the noise are crushing her vulnerable existence.